Justice with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Alan O'Donnell is suing Jesse Stenson in the amount of $1,120. Mr. O'Donnell claims Ms. Stenson sold him a non-functional hot tub, and he wants his money back. Ms. Stenson claims she was upfront about her knowledge of the hot tub and didn't intentionally deceive Mr. O'Donnell.
In the matter of Alan O'Donnell versus Jesse Stenson, Mr. O'Donnell, you're upset with Ms. Stenson and suing her, you said, because she committed fraud in the hot tub that she sold you and told you that it worked and almost knew it would only cost you like $500, and it ended up costing you a lot more to get that hot tub working, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me about it.
I'd been recently saving up a little bit of money trying to get one, and if the opportunity ever presented itself, I would go for it. And all my friends knew I was looking for one, and that's when Jessie texted me saying that she had a hot tub and asked if I was interested. I said,
She's a friend?
Yes, Your Honor. We've been friends from college. We ran in the same circle groups there, but we stayed connected with social media and texting, and that's
Okay,
it.
I'm listening.
Okay. So she contacted me then telling me about the hot tub she had. I was interested.
Did she say she had it?
It was in her possession, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so then I asked her some details. I asked her to send me a picture of it. She sent me an overview picture of the entire hot tub. And I asked her some basic information. She told me, I asked her about the make and the model, just basic stuff that you could see in the owner's manual. But she didn't have any of that information ready to give me. All she was able to tell me is that it was in practically perfect condition and that she needed it to be moved that day. She asked me if I was interested. I said yes, and she said she could have it over there that night. We reached the price of $500, and she then came with the hot tub later that day with 3 men to deliver it.
That day?
That night, Your Honor. And so then she brought it there, and that's when I first started getting a little bit worried, because when she delivered it in transit, a piece of the hot tub had broken off. I have pictures of the hot tub here.
That's a big hot tub. How did she deliver that in transit?
She delivered it in a moving truck, Your Honor.
Okay, so when it arrived, it was missing part of the back of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the back of it, right?
The picture on the left. Yeah, it's just the wood paneling, Your Honor. And I had asked her about that because in the picture she had sent me in the beginning, it wasn't missing that piece. And so I asked her about it, and she said that it was no big deal, that it wouldn't affect the usage of
when you asked her about it, what did she say? How suddenly was it missing?
She said it just broke off in transit.
So she broke off in transit. Okay. All right.
And so then
did you say, well, I don't want it now? Because when you sent me the first picture, that wasn't missing.
Well, I asked her more about it. She said that it didn't affect the usage of the hot tub, and in fact that it would have had to been taken off anyways because the electrician would have to remove the paneling in order to get into the undercarriage of the hot tub.
That's not exactly.
Okay, so she told you I broke it, it was broken in transit, and then she tells you it won't affect it anyway because the electrician would have to take it off to get to the paneling. And is she an electrician?
No, but...
Does she install hot tubs?
I do not believe so, Your Honor.
So you're going to take her word that it wouldn't affect it anyway?
Well, Your Honor, if someone makes that claim, that's...
No, you're going to take her word that the paneling being off the back wouldn't affect it.
I took the word of a friend, Your Honor. Because she's a friend, and she was a trustworthy...
Oh, my God. What friendship have to do with that?
She was a trustworthy person, Your Honor. I figured
Trustworthy? What does friendship have to do with knowing how a hot tub works if you don't have knowledge of it and you're not an electrician? So what does friendship have to do with that?
I wouldn't give any information to a friend, Your Honor, that I didn't know for 100%, and I figured she would do the same.
Oh, please. When you did your research about the hot tub, she didn't know the make and model. She couldn't even tell you the make and model. But now she can tell you that the back paneling being off won't affect it, but she couldn't tell you the make and model. She looking at the tub and don't even know the make and model.
I didn't know how she got the information, Your Honor. I just trust it.
Why? You don't even know what kind of hot tub it is. So what did you find out when you said I did my research?
Well, later on, I called the...
No, not later on, before she brought it. What did you find out? You said I did my research about a hot tub.
Well, she had sold me the hot tub for $500, and that was a great deal, Your Honor, so I didn't...
Oh, all you heard was it's a great deal.
The hot tub normally costs $3,500.
Hot tub for $500 is a great deal, and that's all you heard. You were sold.
For a practically perfect hot tub, Your Honor, yes.
Yeah, for a practically perfect hot tub.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Maybelline.
Did you tell him that it was worth approximately $3,500 when you sold it to him for $500?
I did.
And that's all he heard. Because he
Yes.
likes a good deal.
And later,
I just feel like it would be the better choice for him, and in some of his areas he's a little immature, so I think it would mature him up.
You think the military would grow him up, as they say, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Justice with Judge Maybelline. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. We're back with the case of Alan O'Donnell, who is suing Jesse Stinson for fraud.
But all right, now, you see the back paneling off. Then what happened?
So then we placed it there. I exchanged the money for the hot tub, and she told me that I would need a hot tub specialist and possibly electrician to come out and hook up the bottom of the hot tub into the electrical panel.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a personal assistant for an executive at an ad agency.
At an ad agency, she's giving you all this electrical and mechanical information, and you're just agreeing with it and accepting it because she's your friend.
I figured she had looked it up or something, Your Honor.
Oh, my goodness. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a photographer, Your Honor.
You met in college?
Yes, Your Honor.
Both college educated?
Yes, Your Honor.
You heard about buyer beware?
Yes,
Caveat emptor?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know you heard that theory in college. Okay, go on. So now she's just telling you all this stuff that has to be done. And you taking her word, but you're looking at the thing. You see work needs to be done. You have not a clue what needs to be done. You're paying the $500 and accepting the product without knowledge of what has to be done. You didn't even think once to say, well, let me see how much work has to be done before I give you this $500.
It had to be moved that day, Your Honor. It seemed
It's
like a rush.
moved, but now that it's at your house, why can't you say, let me have this checked out before I give you the $500?
She wanted payment upon delivery, Your Honor.
Payment upon delivery. Smart lady. For an ad agency, you're a personal assistant, huh?
Yes.
Where'd you get this hot tub from?
It belonged to my boss.
Oh, so you're selling it for the boss?
Yeah, well,
You probably don't own a hot tub.
no, I
Never
don't have
had one.
No, I don't.
Know
I don't
anything
have
about one.
No,
So how are you giving him all this information?
his story is not completely accurate, Your Honor.
Okay.
I told him when I became having this hot tub, I told him that my boss told me that he had it for less than a year. We used it for a shoot that day for our ad campaign. And he said at the end of the day, surprise, it belongs to you now, get rid of it. So being his assistant, I usually just do what I'm told. And so he said it was a hot tub that was less than a year old. It was a 2015 model. He used it a couple times. And he said that it was originally about $3,500 and that I could probably get $500 for it. And I knew that Alan wanted a hot tub because he'd been talking about it. He had even been talking about like having a hot tub club where he'd like had people pay a monthly fee to come over and use this hot tub. So
Friends, Your Honor, friends.
Okay.
yeah, well, he didn't specify that.
But so did you
anyway.
tell him that it was worth approximately $3,500 when you sold it to him for $500?
I did.
And that's all he heard. Because he
Yes.
likes a good deal.
Yes.
That's true, Your
So
Honor.
now you say it's her fault.
Yes, Your Honor, because
Who's this gentleman?
this is my spa specialist, Your Honor.
Come up, Mr. Spa Specialist. You finally hired a spa specialist?
I brought him out the next day, Your Honor, the day after she delivered it at night. So
Come
the
on,
next
Mr. Reyes, you're a spa specialist. When you looked at this piece of equipment or this product, what did you find?
Well, he had called me the day of, but I was booked, so I couldn't make it till the next day. So I arrived and take a look at this spa, and I can't do much. There is no power, there's no way to hook up power to it to check if anything works. So that was my first visit.
No way to put power to it.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
The previous owner disconnected the power box.
So now you got it. This getting worse and worse. Okay, the back pedal is missing. The previous owner has disconnected the power box. Okay, now then what did you do?
Well, I took a look at the rest of what I could, and it looked like it had some insulation damage. And then, like, the wires, from what I could see for that day, from what I could see, like, it looked like some wires were kind of, like, messed up, like, but I don't know until, like...
Wiring problems.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to find out until an electrician shows up and, like, hooks up the power to the spa.
So you're the spa specialist, so what
Yes.
part of the specialty do you do?
Not the electrician part.
So you couldn't do anything until you got an electrician.
Absolutely.
So now the next day...
Not the next day, Your Honor. I had to wait till the 21st of May to find a time that both the spa
So
specialist...
how long did that take for an electrician? This is a comedy of errors. I know you don't think it's funny, but you know why I think it's funny? I can't believe that adults, as old as you people, and college graduates, would just accept somebody's word for something and buy a product that you have absolutely no knowledge about. And it wasn't that she was dishonest. She said practically new, only being had in a year, can give it to you for $500. You heard a good deal and got excited.
And when I asked her to help pay back some
Oh,
of it...
she shouldn't help you pay back a thing. I don't blame her. I wouldn't pay. No, she owes you nothing. Judgment for the defendant.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I'm still really upset you sold me a broken hot tub that's turned into a money pit.
Bottom line, I gave you all the information I had, and once it was in your possession, it was your responsibility.
Coming up.
I just feel like it would be the better choice for him, and in some of his areas he's a little immature, so I think it would mature him up.
You think the military would grow him up, as they say, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Adam Richmore is suing his father, Michael Richmore, in the amount of $1,230. Mr. Richmore claims his father sold his car without his permission while he was away at college, and he wants to be reimbursed for the money he put into the vehicle. Mr. Richmore claims the car was in his name, so he could do whatever he wanted with it, but says the plaintiff could have kept the car if he'd stayed in town like he was supposed to.
Mr. Richmore, I understand that you're suing your father because you are upset that he sold a car that you were driving and that you've invested a lot of money in for parts, etc.
Yes,
What's that
Your
all
Honor.
about?
My brother David went off to, he shipped overseas, and now he's, in the military in Afghanistan. And that was my dad's path for him, and, well, that was my dad's path for us all, including himself. And, I mean, it's not quite my path.
So what's your path?
Well, my path is graphic design. I actually want to
Oh,
study...
you one of those artistic people?
I try.
And your dad is military?
Yeah, well, see,
He said that's not a real job.
Well, yeah,
Isn't that what you say, Daddy?
That's
That's the whole
exactly what
thing.
I say.
That's not a real job.
He don't consider it a real job. I love the tradition. I respect my father, Your Honor, but
That's not what you want.
That path is not for
So
me.
how did we get to court then? What's happening with this car? What brought us to this point?
Okay, so my big brother David, before he went off over to Afghanistan, he had a car, and he bought the car himself, and he left it to me, a 92 Honda Accord. And, I mean, it's my baby. I really love the car. I took care of it. I mean, I took over the car payments, the note. I put new tires and rims and a brand new radio into this car. And, I mean, I spent over $1,200 into this car.
So that's the $1,200 you wore back.
Right. I mean,
So why don't you have it now? Where is it?
Charity. Someone else is driving my really nice Honda Accord at the moment.
It's gone to charity?
Charity, ma'am.
Coming up.
I just feel like it would be the better choice for him, and in some of his areas he's a little immature, so I think it would mature him up.
You think the military would grow him up, as they say, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Adam Richmore, who is suing his father, Michael Richmore, for property loss.
Because you're not going the military path, Dad's not happy with you.
Right, yeah.
Is that right, Daddy?
That's correct. Your Honor.
Why? Why you don't want him to be a graphic artist?
I want him to be whatever he wants to be, but I know the path he should choose.
What's that?
He should be in the military. It'll make a
wait
better
minute.
man.
I want him to be whatever he wants to be, but I know the path he should choose. That's inconsistent.
It is what it is, ma'am. I apologize, but
Why should he choose military?
It'll make a man out of him. Right now, you know that.
I am
Why
a
he can't
man.
become a man as a graphic artist?
I got a full ride scholarship.
Okay.
Why can't he be a man if he's a graphic designer?
Okay, he's a man. We're not going to debate. I just feel like it would be the better choice for him, and in some of his areas, he's a little immature, so I think it would mature him up.
You think the military would grow him up, as they say, huh?
Yes, ma'am. My name is on the car, so legally
your
it's
name
my
is on
car.
title?
Yes, ma'am. Because he was
A minor detail, a major detail, Mr. Adam Richmore. His name is on title.
And I actually have the title right here, and you see my name on the title, ma'am, if you'd like to see it.
I'll take your word for it. What you say? His name is on title, right?
Okay, Your Honor. Yes, his name is on the title, but I mean, he didn't put anything into the car. He didn't take care of it. He didn't even wash it. If he needed it moved out the driveway, I had to get up to do it. I mean, and
What about reimbursing him for all the money he put into the car for the new tires and what else did you say you put on there? The tires and the radio,
a whole body
and
kit
and
into
body.
the-
What about that?
Ma'am, if he's going to reimburse me for the 18-plus years that I had him under my roof, I'm with that, ma'am.
Oh wow.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
really upset with him.
Not really. I mean,
But you're not
I'm upset
happy
I'm
with
being
him.
here right now, but
Your
I
son
got
is
other
in,
thi-
your
I could
son
be
is in
out-
college. He doesn't have a car. He's trying to finish college. You have a car, I'm sure. Why wouldn't you allow him to keep that one?
If he'd have stayed here in New York, ma'am,
Oh, because
could
he
have
went
drove
away
that
to
car
school.
all around where I could keep an eye on him.
Oh.
But all the way in California where he went to school at, no, ma'am.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
I mean, to give a child something and say, as long as you do what I say, you know, you can have it. That's not giving from the heart. That's giving with conditions. And unfortunately, Mr. Richmore, a lot of people give you things with conditions. Then you have to decide, am I willing to accept the condition and live with it? You know, this may be the best thing for you because now you know you'll have to get it on your own and you'll figure out a way to do it. You'll grow up and you'll figure out a way to do it. You will. It can happen. Somebody will help you get a car. All right?
yes, ma'am.
Don't hold a grudge. Don't get angry. You know, be upset, but don't hold a grudge. Just go on about your business. Continue to do what you're doing. He's giving it away. It was within his right to do so. So be it.
That's why I just want to be recompensated
He
for
doesn't
what I
have
put
to
into
because
it.
you were driving it. When you're driving and using it, he can ask you for reasonable rental value to reimburse him for the years you were driving it. And then you
Yeah,
got...
but it wasn't his car.
It is. You all of that and you didn't hear me. It is his car. Title is in his name. That's all that's required. I'm not debating anymore. Judgment for the defendant.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
The car was in my name, and I can do with it what I want to. If you want to do what you want to do with a car, you need to buy one for yourself.
I wish you could have told me before you were getting rid of my car. I mean, can you just support me?
This has been a production of